Okay, welcome everyone to the July 13th MicroProfile Steering Committee call. So this is the steering committee call and not the live hangout this week. This call is being recorded along with the chat, which will be uploaded to YouTube after the call is over. Are there any objections to recording the entire call? So I know we're discussing the budget.
Yeah, hi, John, there is, please. Once we start the agenda topic for the budget, I would ask that the call not be recorded, and of course it can restart again once the budget finance discussion is concluded.
Okay, so I will pause the call during that time.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, just give me a heads up.
Yep.
And let's see here. I apologize for getting the agenda out a little bit late. I realized during PTO, sitting on a soccer field, I was like, oh my God. So I sent out, I sent out just the major topics, and we have that out. All right, so let's see. I am looking at the attendees here. If you're a community member, you can edit this document. I ask you not edit the meeting minutes themselves, but you can add yourselves as a community member if you're on the call, and not a voting member.
Yeah, and I already sent the minutes to the chat so everyone can add themselves.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I should have mentioned that as well, but yeah, thanks for doing that. Okay, do we have Vincent on? Okay, Ruslan?
No.
Okay, Chandra? Or Barry? Did we just ever discuss having more than two members in a steering committee representatives?
I was the only one that said that we needed at least 3. And everyone, and everyone said that when it is needed, the people can add people, and then that's it. So everyone can add whomever they want.
Well, no.
Yeah, I'm going to ask maybe Paul or Sharon here. I think formally it's 2, right? Do we have to like have a steering committee vote to extend it? I can't remember if it's in the charter.
Paul, did you want to take it, or I certainly can?
You're talking, go for it, Sharon.
So typically what we ask is for the primary and an alternate, but we certainly don't have any issues with another alternate being added as well. And of course, keep in mind when it's a steering committee, and especially when there's a vote on the agenda, that if any of those folks from that particular strategic member can't attend, they can assign proxy to somebody else.
Right. Okay, so I guess we can have more, we can have alternates that can vote, but not necessarily be proxies, right? Because they're already predefined alternates. Okay, I think everyone else is listed here. I don't think we have Paul, Ivar, or Tanya on unless they've joined in the past minute or so. Okay, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, excuse me, 7, 8, 9, 10. It gives us 11 members, so I think that's everybody, and the quorum 6. All right, so we do have quorum. Okay, so I've just added a couple of items that we've completed since the last call. We approved the June 8th steering committee minutes, and I will start that vote more quickly after this call. It's not going to take that long. And the MicroProfile Health 3.1 ballot has been approved as well. With that, unless there's any comments, I'm going to move on to current items.
Yeah, and John, my recommendation is for us to leave the budget to the last. Since the request is not recorded, we can do CN4J messaging a summary, and then we can do the trademark discussion, and then the budget can we talk at the end. And I'm expecting us to vote on the budget to show and tell, and then electronic vote, or do we vote now? What do the people want? That kind of thing.
If the budget's held at the end, I'd like to have enough time for us to discuss it. So at least 20 minutes. So if we can time box the other 2 things, I don't mind shifting that around.
Yeah, I'll be honest here. I think we've been working on this budget for so long. I would rather actually reverse it and kind of have it to make sure we get to well, I'm assuming that we're going to be voting on it today. right?
Agree with John that it might be better to start with budget in order for us to make a dot here, because this might take more time than we expect. So maybe we need to start with that, and then if we have time, we can already move on with trademark and all this stuff. Because it seems to me the last two questions, they don't really have any like questionable points so far. So it's better to start with budget, and if we have free time, we can move on.
Are you okay with that, Amelia?
Absolutely, absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to cut and then record again, I was just thinking about the logistics, but it sounds okay. Yes.
Kevin, I think you were trying to.
Yeah, I was just going to agree with Tatiana that, you know, the budget, like you said, it's been around for so long. Let's make sure that we've allocated enough time. So let's just continue with that. So
Okay.
now you have to stop the recording.
Well, yeah, now I got to stop. In fact, well, I don't think I need to bleep that part out later, because it's going to be public at the end, right? So, but I will pause the recording now. Is that at the appropriate time there, Sharon?
Yeah, that would be great, John.
Okay, I'm going to hit pause. Okay, so we're have finished the budget discussion. Now I've added the CN4J ballot as kind of an optional thing, because I didn't post it as a part of the initial agenda email I sent out earlier. So since we have full coverage, if there's no discussion on this topic, I'm hoping everyone has seen the CN4J messaging ballot at this point, because I got an awful lot of +1s on the ballot.
Ballot or
Preview.
review?
I made some suggestions about the members and implementation logos. Some of them are fixed, and some of them are doubled now. For example, we have two acoustic member logos on the Jakarta E part. One is, oh, I have a newer one. Oh, that's on the members slide. And there's on top one and another one
Down here.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good catch. Ryan,
Yeah.
John, thank you so much for looking into this. Ryan and I worked on it on Friday after seeing, oh, Thursday, I don't remember what day it was. Friday. And your feedback was excellent, because this was done in May. And then since then we had Apache joining and a few other members on the Jakarta side. So really tactful to change it to July instead of June.
Yep. So I've done that. Are there
And
any
there's
other
another one
changes?
Enforce is double 2
What?
on one
On
line.
this slide?
Yeah.
They're twice.
The red one, and the is a different one, which might be the implementation logo. I don't know.
Do you know which one that is? I apologize.
It's right next to the one you have highlighted.
John, did
They
you
look
want,
different.
Oh,
Yeah.
John, did you went in there and adjusted the stuff after Friday?
nope.
Okay, because we didn't see it. We double
I
checked.
think we would probably just need to confirm which one they would like to have present.
We
but
could,
that is-
yeah, we
we
could
can maybe-
orange on the one that's on the Jakarta EE side.
We use we use the implementation and the website.
But anyway, we're not that company, so they probably have the ability. They should probably get the ability to decide which logo they would want.
Yeah, but on the Jakarta E side, there is a member section and an implementations section with logos, and we could
Okay.
orient on that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They are
So
already.
which one?
Can you
So
go
this
in
is the
there?
member slide, right? So
Yeah,
we would,
it's the one on the right, John. That's the one that's
Yep.
on the compatible products. Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you for looking. I was about to check.
yeah. We were using the implementation page in the Jakarta EA site, and I'm not sure why the duplicates, but
And on the implementation slide, the Payar logo is the company logo, not the product logo.
They'll get. We have people from Bayar here, right?
Yeah, Rudy's on.
So
Yes, correct. It's the company logo.
I'm assuming anybody can update their own logos in this presentation without going through the whole re-voting process.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So Rudy, if you'd like this changed, just send a note off to Ryan,
Yes, will do.
and we can fix that. I hope everything else is okay.
Yeah.
Right. I think everyone's kind of reviewed at this point.
Mhm,
And I did change the dates to July, so thanks for that as well.
mhm.
Okay, so is this
Let's
something?
do it.
Is there? I guess first, let's just see if we can do the unanimous thing. Is there? Is there anyone that I guess wouldn't vote +1?
You still have to put
Okay.
you still have to put a resolution forward,
Oh.
and then it's seconded, and then if there are no other votes, then it's done.
Thank you.
So you
Okay,
can
so
say-
the resolution is
There you go.
we
To
would
approve
like
the-
to accept this presentation as is, with the understanding that vendors can update their logos.
Second.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess does anyone disagree? Let's see if we can go back to the unanimous thing. All right.
It's unanimously approved.
Let's see. Approved. Thank you, David, our parliamentarian. Let's see.
One less thing to vote via virtual.
I'm sorry.
One less thing to vote via virtual email. For this one, we did a homework. I want to say
That's all right.
we did a
then-
pretty good job with this one because it had 10 or 12 days to review. So
Mhm.
We
now
only got a few
it's
minutes left, and we got one more item on the thing. So if that one's done, we should move
too
on.
short of a time. I would like for us to not do this in a rush. Trademark is super important and it's not enough 6 minutes.
Well, what is the topic that we need to discuss here? Just even if we don't wrap it up, can we have it? What is the topic?
John, do you want to go?
Well, so I'll take a shot at it here. So, as a part of the trademark guidelines, there has to be specific language that defines what is required for somebody to utilize the trademark and logo, right? So, the question was, and we've had this in the past. I see Kevin's commented on it, but question is, can implementations, for example, do they have to pass the TCK? Or what if they're 95% compatible, right? And they don't implement some required feature, right? Is that compatible enough? I forgot which call that we brought this up on, but this was part of the call.
Okay, I remember there was 2 topics in this area, but that wasn't one of them. What I remember the topics were do we allow component implementations to use the logo, or is it just platform implementations?
Correct.
That's decision point 1. So it's component versus implementation, logo use, compatible logo.
And also the other discussion.
Let's let him write that first one down before we.
Oh, okay.
Or
just the platform. Yeah.
Require, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
platform implementations. Only.
Okay.
I'm gonna change that to cover.
Yeah.
Including.
The second topic that I recall is that we have to decide what your requirements are. Like, do you have to be a member or not of the working group in order to use the logo?
Correct.
A requirement. Yeah, exactly. Those are the 2 things that I recall. The first bullet is gonna, if we choose a component logo, if we allow components to use the logo, then we got a lot of work to do on the trademark guidelines, and we probably will have higher costs because there's no legal text around that. We could do it, but so that's one decision we have to make, and then the second one is there's no real implication to our existing work, or I don't see there you know.
So what I'm going to do, for some reason, I might have, I thought this topic came up that Kevin commented on and what I mentioned earlier. And I guess that's, no one's really got that question then. So is it okay if I remove this?
Yeah, I would say it's also.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I remembered that coming up in one of the conversations and I might be wrong. Different.
So for
context.
the
Okay.
Go ahead.
So for the first question, so David, do you mean the component spec can create their, like request a new logo, or you mean the component spec reuse the existing platform logo? So which one do you mean?
No, what I'm saying is that Paul and I had a meeting a month and a half or so ago, and he pointed out that our text said our proposed trademark, or I forget what document it was, simply said you must be compliant, MicroProfile compliant. It did not specify what that meant. It didn't say you are compliant with the MicroProfile platform specification.
Mhm.
And so
We can
therefore
go ahead and
left
discuss.
open, it was at that, the way we had it phrased was still left open to interpretation. So that would, someone could read that text and go, oh, I'm compliant with health, I want to use the logo. And we need to make an explicit, we need to make that explicitly clear in that trademark, in those trademark guidelines, what we mean by MicroProfile compatible. Is that the platform, or is it with any specification?
So before we go any further, sorry for inserting myself here, because we only have 1 minute left. Where do we want to have this conversation? Just, is it a Google group thread? And when do we want to bring this to a vote, right? I mean,
It has to be done before our trademark, before our compatible program is done,
Mhm.
whatever that deadline is.
I would recommend we use the working group mailing list to have the discussion, because the trademark guidelines are not complete. We were still investigating what does it mean for MicroProfile to be compatible, and with 4.1 we are only just there, right? But we haven't discussed how to use the marks. So this is what we have been waiting all along. Also, we need to discuss in a different thread.
So you're recapping what we need to discuss, but I think John was trying to figure out where, because we need to wrap this meeting up. So working group, excuse me, the Google group is fine.
Oh, Google, that is even better. 1,200 people.
Okay, so the Google
whatever,
group
it's not a controversial
is fine,
topic. We just need to make a decision.
I would prefer the mailing list.
That is
I'm happy to join the marketing hangout on Monday, which is where this topic like this have been discussed in the past, if that would be helpful.
All right, so let's have that on the Google group. I'm out for the next 3 Mondays. I'm on PTO for soccer dad stuff. So,
amazing.
So I got the action item to send out the ballot. If somebody wants to start this discussion, if there isn't, I think there's already a discussion out there on the Google group threads, isn't there?
I can look. I can kick it off if.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. If you can't find it, then start it. And sorry, Paul, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'd encourage you to focus on the questions at hand and separate it from which supporting documents need to be updated, like the trademark usage guidelines or the trademark logo agreement and so on. Nail these questions, and then we can figure out how to reflect it in the governance documents.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, everyone. Top of the hour. Thanks everyone for joining. At this point, I think we're at the end of the call. Oh, I'm also going to send out a ballot to approve the meeting minutes as well. Right. So I'll leave this around for maybe until the end of the day for any comments on the meeting minutes. And then I'll, but no editing. And then I'll send out a ballot to approve. Right. Okay. So what was that?
I said, sounds good, John.
All right. Thanks. All right. Thanks everyone. We're 2 after.
John,
same bad time, same bad channel next week for the community meeting.
Yeah,
Thank
John.
you so much.
John.
Will
Thanks,
you
everyone.
will you send a note to the CM4J saying that this presentation has been approved by the, or do you want me to do that for you?
No, I got it.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you,
thanks,
everybody.
everyone. Yep,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye,
Good seeing you
everyone.
all. Okay, bye.
All right.